Hi, my name is Nathaniel Smalley, and I'm here to talk to you about depression and how to overcome it. So, what causes depression? Well, depression happens as a result of you not getting what you want in life. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. So, what exactly do you want? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to have a relationship with someone? Do you want to gain a new material possession? Do you want to move out of the place you're at right now? Do you want to meet new people and make friends? Do you want to improve your fitness? Do you want a different job? So you have to ask yourself this question: what do you want? See, the mistake a lot of people make in life is that they don't define their desires. And once you start defining your desires, you get into a point that I like to call what is it? Desired manifest reality. So manifest your desired reality. How do you manifest your desired reality? Well, you do this by figuring out the steps to get to the manifestation of your desires. So then you have to break down these steps. If you want a new car, you have to figure out how much money do you need to get that car and where are you going to get it from? What kind of car do you want? What is the year and make of this car? What are the amount of mileage on these cars? Or what is the amount of mileage on the car? And what do you need to know in order to acquire the car? So you would need to know how you're going to get your money to get the amount that they're asking for the car. See, this is a problem that I'm facing now. So I want to buy a new car, and I'm having to do research on what I should do in order to accomplish this goal. See, that's another part of depression too, is when you don't complete your goals. So you have goals and then you have dreams. And when you write down your goals, or you keep them in mind like I do, then you can start breaking down the amount of money it's going to cost to complete these goals. And these goals usually take the form of material gains. So for example, I want a house and I want a car, and in order to get these things I need to be able to meet certain requirements. So then I get to break it down on the steps. What are the steps to meet the requirements? Well, for the house, I may need to increase my credit score. So how do I increase my credit score? Well, I need to pull the report and look at all the different things on there that are putting my score at a negative. So then I can start taking measures to put it into the positive. So then I have to find out what those measures are. See, that's the thing. In the pursuit of completing your goals and making your dreams come true, you're going to feel tired. And you're going to feel like there's just so much to it. But then you have to get to a point where you just narrow it down and be like, okay, what should I focus on right now? Okay, well, if what you should focus on right now is making money so that you can start saving that money, so that you can put it towards a car, for example, then you have to think to yourself, how much money can I set aside from the thing I'm doing to make the money? And then that goes into what I call budget bracketing. So this is like financial intelligence stuff that I can't really go into details in this video, because the point of this video is about depression and how to overcome it. But to do a little bit of overview on that, budget bracketing is when you basically take your goal and you break it down into the financial amount that you need for it, and you get envelopes, and then you write down the name of the goal and you start putting money into that envelope. And you can't allow yourself to deviate from the point of focus of this envelope. So the point of focus is the goal. So the car fund, let's call it that. And my goal is to get a car, so I'm going to take an envelope and I'm going to write down car fund on it. So then I need to write down the amount. So let's say that the amount is $1,800 in order to buy the car. Okay, so I'm gonna put $1,800 on that, and then I have to break down how much money can I afford to set aside, and what is the increment of savings. So, for example, if I'm setting aside, or I mean, if I can afford to set aside like $25 a week, then how long is it gonna take me to get $1,800 based on the allocation of $25 into this fund every week? And this helps with overcoming depression, because you fell into a state of depression as a result of things that you lost or things that you don't have yet, to that you haven't obtained yet. There we go. So because you either lost something or you haven't obtained something that you desire, you're kind of in this state of mind where it's just like, wow, okay, so this is what I had, and this is what I want, and it's like you're in limbo. And that's where the depression comes from, because the longer it takes you to get the thing that may replace what you lost, then the longer you're gonna stay stuck in the position you're in, and the more you may beat yourself up over it, which is gonna add to your depression even more. And you may get into a point where you're just so complacent that you can't get anything done because you don't know what else to do. But lay down and try to make sense of how you lost whatever you lost, or try to make sense of what you need to do to get whatever you want. And so to get back to this point of putting money aside to get a material gain, once you take the first step to make money, or once you take the first step to set money aside, and you start seeing a little pool of funds growing, and you start seeing that you're getting closer to your goal. So for example, let's say for 1 week you decide to set aside $25, and you may need to take that away from something that's causing you harm, or that's causing you to stay stuck. So if you smoke cigarettes, then I would recommend you break down how much money you're spending on these cigarettes. So if you're buying like Traffic, for example, it's like $6 a pack. Then set aside, start calculating how much money you're spending on this specific category. So let's look at it as slots, okay? So slots as in items. So the cigarette pack is a slot, and the item is the cigarette pack. So we're putting into the slot of expenses, and it's costing you $6 every single time you're getting another pack of cigarettes. How often are you getting these cigarettes? And how much money are you spending on them in total? And then you start seeing things on a different perspective. Like, okay, so I got a pack of cigarettes this week, so I spent $6, and then now it's out after like 3 days, and now I'm having to buy another pack, and now it's $12 because that's 2 packs. And now you start realizing, oh wow, so I'm spending $12 on cigarettes, and then you're gonna get another pack, and now it's $18. And it's like, damn. So I already spent $18 over 3, 6, 9 days of smoking cigarettes. $18. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, so I need a car, and I need $1,800 to get this car, and I spent $1,800 on these cigarettes. Okay. So you start being able to measure it. Like 18 from 1,800. You still got quite a ways to go on that scale. So then now let's look at it from the perspective of sacrifices. Are you willing to sacrifice the pack of cigarettes in order to get closer to your goal of getting a new car? Think about it like this. Every time you buy that cigarette, you're getting 10 minutes of instant gratification, 10 minutes of lowering your stress levels in exchange for the amount of pleasure and the amount of gratification that you're going to get when you buy your car. Because the car will allow you to travel and meet new people and do things that you couldn't even imagine before having that car. I've been through that experience. And it depends on what kind of car you want. So we're just looking at it from the perspective of $1,800 car. So if you spent $18 already between 3, 6, 9 days and 3 packs of cigarettes, just imagine how things would change if you took $18 and put it into your envelope towards your car fund and it's just spending it on cigarettes. At first, it's going to be challenging. But then you'll notice, because of the way that it's affecting you physically from not buying that first pack, you're going to start to feel better mentally. Because you're going to think to yourself, wow, okay, so not only am I getting the health benefits of not smoking these cigarettes, which is making me feel a little bit better, but I'm also getting the financial benefit of not spending $6 on something that's bad for me anyway. So then you stop smoking. That's a sacrifice that you're making that's benefiting you on 2 different levels. And by looking at it like that, 2 different levels of benefits, you can start feeling a little bit better about yourself. And that's the other thing that ties into depression too, is everything is under your control. Except for the things that are not, and those are things that other people do. So if you can control yourself enough to set aside $6 into an envelope to invest in your future, then you're going to start feeling good about yourself. And that sense of accomplishment that comes from making a sacrifice that's going to benefit you over the long term is going to boost your happiness levels. So let's say you went 6 days without smoking a cigarette. That's now $6 that's $12 that you saved. So you put the $12 into the envelope out of $1,800 and you start counting it down. How much money do you have left to save? So then that's 12 minus 1,800, and now you have like 1,788. I mean, it's still quite a bit, but you're starting to see a little bit of progress. That's why you gotta start counting this stuff down. So let's say 9 days now without smoking cigarettes. Wow. So you just took out that bad habit and you're switching it out with the good habit, which is saving money to complete a goal, right? So then now you got 369, that's $9. Or I'm saying it wrong, it's 9 days. So 6 times 9. Actually, let's do 6 times 3. That's $18. 18 minus about 1,800 equals 1,782. That's starting to go down a little bit. 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's go 12 days without smoking. That's 6 times 4, $24. Minus 1,800. Now it's 1,776. Little by little, starting to go down. What else can you sacrifice to increase the downward direction of that amount of money? Because the faster you can get that thing to go down, the closer you're going to feel to being at your desired reality, which is the day when you go to the dealership or wherever you're going to go to pick up your new car, with the amount of money that you saved by disciplining yourself and controlling your actions to get to that point. See, because everything's about self-control, discipline, and responsibility, and sacrifices. So, as you can see, things are also connected as well. So, when you sacrifice the cigarettes, you're going to feel a little bit better about that, and then you're also going to feel better about the fact that you're saving money too. So you're not going to be stuck anymore. You're actually moving forward towards a direction, towards a desired direction. And that forward momentum is what helps you make progress in life. That's what helps you get out of the position that you're in, where you feel like things could be better and they're not as good as you would like them to be. So it's all about taking what you have in life right now and figuring out how you can change it to better fit the picture that you want. So that requires you to imagine how things could be. Once you imagine how things could be, and then you look at your present reality to see what needs to be changed to get to where you want to be, then you can start taking measures to move forward in the direction that you're trying to go. So the car thing is just one example of many. It could be a job. So if it's a job, then you gotta discipline yourself to focus on that specific thing. Because life throws a lot of distractions at us, and if we let ourselves just follow the crowd and just do whatever other people are trying to get done, then we're gonna keep losing sight of what we want for ourselves. And losing sight of what you want for yourself is going to play a major contributing factor in your levels of happiness. When you find yourself spending a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of money trying to serve the needs of other people so you can feel needed, or so you can feel useful, or so you can feel like you matter, whatever the case may be, then you're going to find yourself losing more and more and more of what works best for you. So you always have to think about yourself first before everyone else, but not in a selfish way. It's more in a self-respect kind of way. It's more on the perspective of, I'm gonna deem myself important enough to my own self that I'm going to set aside time for my own needs, and I'm going to set aside money for my own needs. So it's the car thing. So if you have to make a sacrifice in order to get the car thing done, then that's what you got to do in order to get to the manifestation of your desired reality, which is the accomplishment of your goal, which is the fulfillment of your dream to have the car that you want. And it takes hard work, and it takes dedication and motivation and commitment in order to get to where you're trying to be. And the more you focus on where you're trying to go and how you need to get there, the less energy and time you're going to spend on where you've already been and where you're coming from. So that as you're working towards that goal, the experiences that you have on the way there will overwrite whatever you've already been through that caused you to fall into a depressive state. And it's not just that, it's also about the people that you have around you. If you have a bunch of people around you that are trying to use you to their benefit, that's going to stress you out. That's going to cause you to have conflicts in your mind. And with conflicting thoughts will come conflicting emotions. So you have to surround yourself with people that are looking to improve themselves by their own effort, so that you can learn how to stay focused on self-improvement. If you surround yourself with people that want better for themselves, then it's going to inspire you to want better for yourself. The people that we have around us have a lot to do with how far we get in life. See, I went from financial management and health to now your social influences. All of this stuff is connected into the pursuit of happiness. Being very aware of your own emotions and how you're feeling will play a major contributing factor on your overall happiness levels. You have to look at the whole picture of your life. What you're eating, and how you're sleeping, and who you're surrounding yourself with, and how you're spending your money, and what you're doing. All these things are connected. Because if you're not happy with any one of these things, it's going to build up inside of you, and it's going to become a bigger and bigger problem. So you have to constantly evaluate, what am I doing to get what I want, so that I can be in a state where I'm enjoying my life more than I was before. The more you do what you like, the less negative thoughts and feelings you're going to have. And that also goes into what you enjoy doing. So if you enjoy listening to music, then I would recommend doing more of that. If you enjoy drawing, do more of that. You have to reset the way that you look at your time management. So if you're stuck in this routine or you're doing the same stuff every day, you're gonna get really bored. And you're gonna be like, my life is always the same, and there's nothing important, there's nothing exciting happening. I'm really bored. And that's gonna impact your happiness levels as well. So in that case, you gotta go outside your comfort zone. You gotta do something you've never done before, and you have to change your routine. So it could be as simple as just going off the grid, as in like go into a mountain and just walk, or go like basically just go to a concert, or like go to a rave, like go do something you've never done before, and that whole new experience is gonna be like, wow, like this is different. I didn't even know anything about this stuff, and now I'm learning something new, and that's gonna give you a sense of mystery, because the uncertainty of going into something you've never done before is going to change the way you look at life as a whole. Going from my life is always the same to now I'm doing something I've never done before, that's a whole different thing. Those are two different levels of emotions. To then, wow, I actually enjoy this, I'm going to do more of this. So you have to look at what you've already done a lot and what you haven't done. What haven't you tried yet? Go try that. And where haven't you been yet? Go there. What did you enjoy doing that you haven't done in a while? Try revisiting that and see what that makes you feel like. You have to try different things and see what works and see what doesn't. You can't just continue doing what you're doing now. Because if what you're doing now is causing you to feel depressed, then you have to change what you're doing in order to see how that impacts your overall mood and state of mind. And once you change what you've been doing, and you start seeing more of what you like, and you start being around things that make you happy or people that make you happy, then you're gonna start feeling like you're moving in the right direction. And that's an experience that I've had, where previously I was just always suffering because I kept trusting the wrong people. And I kept doing things in a way that would cause me harm without even realizing it until after the fact. So then I got to a point where I'm like, what's happening here? Why do I keep suffering? Why do things keep happening in a way that I don't want them to happen? When I thought I already knew what I was doing and that I could make the right decisions. Then I started looking at repeating patterns in my life. And I started looking at my memories. And I started seeing patterns in my memories. And I started realizing where I was going wrong. And then I basically connected the dots. And I'm like, okay, so this same result happened in all these different situations with all these different people. And this result made me unhappy. So now I know. Don't do that anymore. And once I got to that point in my thinking, then I was able to change my action, which gave me a different result. And when I saw that result and how it made me feel, I was like, wow, okay, so I'm going to do more of that. And then the colors around me started to change, and that made me feel a certain kind of way as well. Because colors give off a certain kind of energy. And that's the psychology of color. And that's a whole different subject of itself. So I have to go through all these different subjects in order to show you just how much goes into being happy, and how much, and like the amount of things you have to look at in order to change your life, in order to get the happiness you're looking for. No one thing will make you happy. Chasing after money, that's not going to make you happy. Chasing after girls, that's not going to make me happy. If you're a guy. Or if you're a girl chasing after guys, that's not going to make you happy. You have to balance out all these different things. So if you are trying to get a home, and you go through the steps that are required to get the home, like having the right credit score, having the right range of income per month, and you have a way to consistently hit those requirements, as in you make the amount of money that helps you pay the bills, that helps you maintain the credit score that you need, and then you get the house and you move in. Then it's like, what's next? Okay, so now I have to furnish the house. Okay, so you're furnishing the house, and now you're completing goals, because you're gonna want a couch, you're gonna want a coffee table, you're gonna want all these things that you need. So you're meeting all these goals, and you're starting to feel like a sense of accomplishment and a sense of fulfillment that comes from completing all that. And it's like, what's next? Okay, so now I'm alone and I have all this stuff, and I don't know what to do with it. So then you start looking for ways to meet people. And then you have to find people that are just like you in a sense. They can't be completely like you, because then you're gonna have a whole different set of problems. But they have to be similar enough to you to be able to connect with them in a way that's gonna help you understand them, and so that you can communicate with them effectively. There needs to be enough similarities and enough differences to where you can learn from them, but yet you can communicate with them at your level, so that you can grow and you can help them grow from you. And that's part of your support system. So you have to grow your support system of like-minded individuals in order to narrow down your options, in order to get what you're looking for. If it's a girlfriend, so if you're a guy looking for a girl, or if you're a girl looking for a girl, in this case, then you can start thinking, okay, so what do I need to get into that's going to put me in front of that person that's going to be like me, but their own person as well. So if it's art, then you got to seek out art classes. If it's like music, you got to seek out whatever music people are doing. And you get into that, and then you'll find that you're doing what you enjoy with other people, and then you get to meet those people, and then you get to see if any one of them are looking for the same thing you are. So if you're a guy and you meet a girl and she's looking for a boyfriend, and you're looking for a girlfriend, then cool. You can connect on that level, on top of the fact that you've already got something in common together, which is the art or the music. And now you got a mutual beneficial interest, because you guys can share that interest that you have in common. And you also have the desires connecting together, which is to have a companion, or a partner, or someone that you can share this interest with. And you can get even deeper from that to what else can we do together that will make us both happy. So when you're focused on what makes you happy, and then you meet someone who has the same desires as you and the same interests as you, then you can start focusing on what can I do to help that person be happy from the things that already make me happy. And then you start getting this compounding effect of happiness, where you're feeling happy because you're doing the things that make you happy, and then you're seeing someone else happy from the things that you're doing to make you happy, and it's like, wow, we're both happy. This is freaking cool. So then you just keep pushing in that direction, and now you have all this stuff figured out, as in, what do I need to do to complete my goals? What do I need to do to get closer to where I want to be? What do I need to do to get closer to the people that I want to be with? And what do I need to look for, as in, like, what do I need to identify around me that's going to help me get closer to that? So if it's music stuff, then okay, I'm going to have to look on Google to see what's near me related to music. If it's art stuff, what's near me related to art? And that's going to help you accomplish goals that you may have in those fields of interest. And then if it's material possessions like a car or a house or something, it's like, okay, how much money do I need to set aside? How much money do I need to make? What do I need to do to make that money? And then that goes into interest as well, because if you're interested in cars, where can I go to make money within that field of interest, so that I can learn more of what I already enjoy, while also making money at the same time, so I can complete other goals that complement this thing, and so on and so forth. So I kind of went around in different directions in this video, and it's gone on for a little while, so I hope I retain your interest in this whole thing and your attention. But it's very important to know this information, so that you can go from where you are now to where you want to be later. This was a Save a Pulse video, and I hope that it brought some things to your awareness that you weren't aware of before, so that you can move forward from this in a better way, so that you can improve your life, which will help improve the lives of others around you. I'll see you next time.